guys, it's Alex. I have a video, or I wanted to start a series essentially of me just spreading and talking about some of the things I do in my faith. I am not an expert. I don't think really even the best pastors are experts. Everyone is constantly learning about God and always have more room to grow. But me especially, I don't have a degree. I don't have a master's of divinity. I don't have even that much experience growing up in a religious atmosphere as a kid. I came to God about 6 years ago. But man, I just have loved the journey, and I want to just share my love for him and how on fire I am for him, and just share some of the things that's helped me, and maybe it helps you and maybe not, or at least you can tell me some of the recommendations that you have and what has worked for you. And one thing I wanted to talk about this morning and today is prayer. I think I've talked to a lot of other of my friends. Iron sharpens iron. I love having conversations with other Christian men about what they do. And one conversation that always comes about is prayer and what the best way of prayer is and what helps people. And I personally think there's no right way to pray. Each person's going to pray differently. I've heard people say, you have to pray to God as if he is this authoritative figure, in a sense that you have to be very professional, you have to be very cordial and respectful when you're praying to him because he is the Almighty. And I've heard other people say the opposite. You just need to meet God where you're at. And if you where you're at is maybe you curse a little bit, maybe you're not great with your words, maybe you say bro, whatever, what happens is he's going to hear you no matter what, and he's going to listen to you no matter what, and he's going to love you no matter what. As you can tell, because obviously I think I gave a better description on that way of praying, that's my preferred route. I've always thought that I need to talk to God as if he's my father. So yes, there's a level of respect. I'm not going to call my dad bro, but I do think that I can talk to him like I would talk to anyone, and I can just meet him where I'm at and how I am as a person. And so I talk to him as he's my father, and I have I love doing that. I know that he's always there by my side, and that's what helps me. Another thing that I talked about, and we had a Bible study actually when I was on deployment, and one of our conversations was the Holy Trinity, and how do you treat each person and each entity in the Holy Trinity? And one thing I notice I do, and not everyone does, but what I do is I do talk to Jesus sometimes, and then sometimes I talk to God. And what I've found is when I talk to Jesus, I talk to him as a friend, as a brother almost. And so he is a little bit more informal, because in my eyes, Jesus gets me in a way that God does not, because Jesus was human. Jesus has gone through all the things I have gone through. There's nothing that I have felt or experienced that Jesus hasn't. And so I feel he can sit right beside me and talk to me in a little bit more informal and a little bit more understanding, as someone who is human on earth, as God, but human on earth. So I have conversations with God, and it's as if I'm talking to my father, and then I have conversations with Jesus as if I'm talking to my brother or I'm talking to my friend. And that varies on what I need. Sometimes, most of the time when I'm talking to God, I'm asking for help. First off, gratitude. I always start with gratitude, and then from there, maybe I'm asking for help, maybe I'm asking for clarity, maybe I'm asking for insight, guidance. And Jesus, oftentimes I'm asking for the same things, but I'm also asking for a little bit of understanding and empathy and more insight and advice from someone who is more at that ground level. Obviously not my level. Jesus is always above me. But I feel that when I talk to Jesus, I'm more talking. I'm just talking, and I need someone to vent to. I need someone who gets me. And when I'm talking to God, it's more of a mentor, more of an overarching power that I'm saying, please give me insight, give me guidance, give me some of your overwhelming power and wisdom. And I don't know if anything that I'm saying is wrong or right, but I'm just here to share how I do things, and I'm just super interested to see how other people do things. And hopefully this conversations, I think every morning I get up around 5, I read the Bible, and I pray to him, and I talk to him, and I'm going to start having more of these conversations of what, some topic that I can talk about, and hopefully I can grab other people. I can grab my brother-in-law, I can grab my friends, other people of faith, and start having these conversations and just see where it goes. But the one thing I wanted to talk about today was prayer.